Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about the sprint race that just happened for the Valencia Grand Prix this afternoon. Now, the race was won by Jorge Martin from Brad Binder, Marc Marquez, Maverick Vinales, Pecco Bagnaia, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Johan Zarco, Augusto Fernandez, Raul Fernandez, Jack Miller, Aleix Espargaro, Luca Marini, Franco Morbidelli, Paul Espargaro, Enea Bastianini, Taka Nakagami, Alex Rins, and Lorenzo Savadori. Now, Fabio Quartararo didn't finish, and Joan Mir did not take part in the race and will not take any part in the rest of the weekend. Now, the sprint race got off, and to be fair, Pecco got an absolutely unbelievable start, but Maverick did come past him quite quickly, and Maverick did stretch the lead, and to be fair with Maverick, he didn't do a bad job, but Jorge Martin, everyone knew that he was on a mission. He had to win this race. He has to win the next race as well, but, you could see he wasn't Bam Bam Martin, to be fair to him. He made his move and he made them stick. Some were good and some were a little bit maybe across the line. Like, he was very lucky overtaking Brad. He didn't leave him any space. He cut across him in a braking zone, which you should never do. But saying that, look, it was a good, solid pass. He would quickly dispatch Maverick Vinales, and away off he went. Brad Binder had a good, solid race. He did keep Martin honest. Definitely a contender tomorrow. Martin's not going to have it easy with Brad tomorrow. Biggest question is, can they make those tyres last so that he can fight with him? Really good race from Marc Marquez. He is also determined big time to have a good, solid end to his Honda career at the moment. Be interesting to see what he will do. He was and had a look at Jorge Martin at one stage. It was quite close, but Martin was able just to pull away from him. Good, solid race from Maverick Vinales. The only Aprilia that is really up there. Really good race from him. He does go well around here. We have no doubt on Tuesday he will be the test world champion. But hopefully tomorrow he can have a good, solid race. Pecco looked like he was riding tight. Definitely losing a lot of time into the middle section. But I genuinely, looking at his tyre selection, he was running medium. I genuinely believe he was using today's sprint race as a test. He knew he was not going to bang on the soft. I don't think he could make the soft last. So that's why he stayed on medium to medium. But I think he was collecting data for tomorrow. I'd expect Pecco to be a lot stronger. If the race results tomorrow finish with the same, Jorge Martin in first and Pecco in fifth, Pecco will be world champion on countback of race wins. So anywhere fifth or better tomorrow for Pecco is world champion, no matter what Jorge Martin does. Fabio Di Gianantonio, I thought he was going to have it throw it up the inside of Pecco, if I'm honest, but he didn't. I would think that he would have done it if it was safe to do it, but I think he kind of got the jitters as well with his career still being up in the air. That famous saying, do not fuck up, so I think he didn't risk anything, but he had a good, solid race. Marco Bezzecchi, he was thereabouts, dropped back a small bit when Digi came through, but he was able to come back to him. Kind of a disappointing race for Zarco. I thought he would be up a little bit further. He did have good enough pace yesterday and today, so a little bit surprised with that. Augusto Fernandez, I think he should be in the top 10, and he was. Fair play to him. Solid race from Raul Fernandez. Jack Miller in 12th place. He needs to be in the top 10 and well within the top 10. In my view, he was 8 seconds behind Jorge Martin in a 12 or a 13 lap race, which is not really that good. Aleix Espargaro, he does have an injury, but I think the wind is out of his sails as well at the moment. Finished a long way behind Maverick and Raul now, so not so good for him. Terrible race weekend so far for Luca Marini. just doesn't seem to be at the races this weekend. It is official that he is leaving the VR46 team now to go to Honda. And, you know, Valentino Rossi is there this weekend, from what people are saying, to make sure that they're signing the right riders. So I think there's going to be a talk about DG, and there is another rider that is very young that they're possibly talking about bringing. Franco Morbidelli, he just can't wait for the weekend to be over. So far behind, 12 seconds, let's just call it, in a 13 lap race. Kind of says it all. Polo Spagro and Enea Bastianini. Spagro, as I mentioned, seemed checked out. Don't know what's going on with Enea Bastianini. Is he just not gelling with the circuit or what? But Pecco does need his help, and there's no point having a rear gunner if they're towards the rear of the field. Taka Nakagami, solid enough race. He did have a leg beater of a crash yesterday in turn 8. You'll notice the gravel, there's like a lip in it, and it throws the riders up into the air as they're sliding, so it's not so good, but hopefully no one goes off there. Alex Rins, solid enough, 20 seconds behind, but again, look, he's just coming back. He's more so looking forward to Tuesday, getting onto the Yamaha and seeing exactly what is what. Savadori, again, nothing really to say about him. Test rider, just out there on his duties. Fabio Quartararo had a really good race up to when he tried to pass Pecco. He went on the inside of him, lost the front, and that was the end of it. To be fair, Pecco was a bit of a mobile chicane. So, he just didn't have the pace, and you could see it in Sector 1 and Sector 3. He was losing about 0.2 per lap. So, definitely something that Pecco needs to look at. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, I think he was using today as a test to see what way the tyres are going to be. He knew he didn't have the raw pace of Jorge Martin. Although, he was quick in qualifying, that was only over 1 lap. But over the race distance, Jorge has the better race pace, and it is a certainty unless he falls or something happens. If he gets into a big battle with someone to win the race tomorrow, you would be betting on it. So realistically, tomorrow's race, Jorge Martin wins. Pecco has to finish 5th or better to win the championship. But all in all, I thought it was a really good race. There were some really nice battles. Really did enjoy it. Stoked about tomorrow's race. It's going to be exciting and traumatic for a number of people, but I definitely can't wait for it. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the sprint race, and how excited are you for tomorrow's race? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.